I accidentally handed my wife a glue stick instead of her lipstick. She still isn't talking to me. Thanks to Mike Deschard, Mickey D. Thank you, Mickey D. Who's Mickey D? Yeah. Oh yeah, Mickey. Mickey D is the drummer in Motorhead, or used to be. Now that Lemmy's dead. I've met him actually. Today is Fat Friday. These are the first words I say this morning. That's why my throat sounds, my voice sounds Mitchell's Wolfat. Mitchell's Wolfat. And the Matti Lindholm razor that he made himself. Stainless steel, weighs a ton. The MLS21. It's been pointed out to me that this cap, or whatever this is rather flat. So I'm pointing that out to you. Also the thing underneath is flat as well. So when you put in the blade and you twist the handle on, it sort of makes a small crack sound. It doesn't break, it's just pretty cool. And inside is, on its third use, a Gillette silver blue blade. Because that's what I had. You know me in blades. Brush is Massetto. You can't see it anymore. Massetto 28mm. Feels like it's dirty lens. This is the television. Is that better? Oh, now you can see me. I look tired. I look wasted. I look horrible. I am a bit tired actually. I bloomed the Wolfat. This is the only soap I ever bloom, just for a minute or so. It's been drying up quite a bit, so it does that. So you need to rehydrate it actually, or a lot of people do. They soak it for quite a while, like overnight I think, and then when you pick it up in the morning, it's all come together because it's absorbed so much water again. So I'm not doing that because that's too experimental. All you need is to get a bit of soap onto the brush. That's all you need. This is quite foamy. It reminds me of the week when I tried to lather Mitchell's Wolfat. Horrid week. That should be plenty. That should be plenty. And it is foamy, but unlike Mitchell's Wolfat for me, because I know you guys can lather it properly, this one actually turns into a good lather after a wee while. Glue stick. Ha! What a crazy mix-up. And what a crazy wife for using it. It's my lipstick. It's very thick and smells funny, but I'm sure it's my lipstick. Too bad I am a badger and therefore blind. Are badgers blind? Well, this one can't see anymore, that's for bloody sure. That's for bloody sure. So Mickey D, Motorhead. Yeah, I've bumped into him a few times actually, because he's from my town, or Göteborg, in Sweden. And I don't know if he lives there or just travels to meet friends or family, but I've been on the same flight as him and his family a few times. And sometimes you think you recognize people and you sort of start saying hello before you realize recognize them from TV or something. Mickey D, he's got his whole hair going on and everything. Motorhead is a hard rock band, or metal or whatever it's called. So you make no mistake. Wow, rock star, and you go, oh, Mickey D. So a few times, you know, just because he seems to be such a nice guy and down to earth, and he doesn't fly business class, he flies coach. I mean, the guy's rich as a troll, obviously. He should be. You know, he's so cool, so you kind of nod and you kind of go, It's not like, hello, Michael, or whatever his name is, but you sort of nod, and he's like, he's cool and down to earth, but he's, when you nod to him, he goes, yeah, I know, a little bit, but in a cool way. I wish he was my friend, for real. See, we're beating it into submission here, the soap a little bit. So it's Friday, that's very good. The cold weather has come to Sweden, so it was snowing yesterday. It looked okay this morning. And I really hope it is, because I have my winter tires on. You know, here when it gets cold and snowy and icy, you have to change to winter tires. So I put that off, and for me, winter always comes like as a shock. It's like, it's cold, it's slippery, shit. I have my summer tires on. So I do, and I have to drive for 65 kilometers to change them, because they're in another town, because I'm an idiot. So I'm hoping it's going to be okay, because otherwise, if it's icy and you're on summer wheels, it's tricky. I mean, some of you will be used to that. You don't have winter tires in a lot of countries, I guess, because you just drive carefully if it's icy, because it usually isn't icy, or you leave the car at home or something. But I'm used to driving on ice and snow with my winter tires, so then they're so good these days, you barely have to pay attention. But summer tires, different story, so I'll have to be careful. So if this is my last video, thank you guys, it's been a blast. It's starting to look pretty decent, this lather, isn't it? I really like Mitchell's Wolfhat. I often think it's my favorite soap. I'm not saying it's the best, and the scent isn't much to write home about, but I still love it. A bit of work to make it good, and not everyone is comfortable with it, and all of that plays into it being a soap I really enjoy. It's also the favorite soap of Frank Strömberg from YouTube channel Wet Shaving and Stuff. You haven't seen him for a while, and he had COVID in spite of being double vaccinated, and he's still, you know, tired, out of breath as soon as he's walks around the block, sort of thing. So thoughts to Frank. Per favore. I also like this razor a lot. So Matti Lindholm made this. It's incredible. And he made quite a few. So, and I know some have made it to Britain, some have made it to America. Do you have a Matti razor? I think he only made 18, so you're lucky if you have one. Now, hang on. I only have like 3D razors, so I don't have much to compare with. I think this is great, but that doesn't say very much, because I don't know what I'm doing, apart from the fact that I get a really good shave from this, and I really enjoy using it. So if you happen to have a Matti razor, what do you think? And don't worry, he's not going to watch this. Speak your God's honest truth. So now I'll just have to learn how to shave properly with a DE razor, because I barely know what I'm doing. I'm essentially shaving as if it was a straight or a chevette. But it's going well, it's going nicely. Yeah, I've been to Stockholm for a few days, a few meetings, and yesterday a conference where we weren't sure how many would come, but there were 400 people at a conference. So, same organizers as the Geneva Convention that I went to about a month or so ago. So as you enter, you choose colors. If you're green, orange and red, so you put a sticker on your badge, and you have a wristband indicating that. So green is, I'll shake your hand and everything is okay, even hug you if you're pretty. Just kidding. Yeah, orange is like, yeah, I'll say hello with the elbow sort of thing, but don't get too bloody close. And red is stay away. Keep 2 meters away. So I saw a few red. One was a pregnant lady, so makes sense, right? The other red ones, you wonder, what the hell are you doing here? Huh? Okay, it was not a hybrid event where you could watch it on the computer as well. It was just live, but still, come on. If you're that scared, and that's okay, I say nothing about that, fully respect that. What are you doing at a conference venue like that? Crazy, crazy. And funny thing, the orange looked just like the red. So yellow would have been better. Well. Most people were green, so. But there was a dinner before, very posh dinner at one of the Swedish banks headquarters, and I was lucky to be invited. And we were discussing what color you're going to choose, and the consensus sort of was pretty much orange, which is, okay, I'm here, I'll talk to you, but keep a bit of distance. And I was saying, no, if you go to a conference like that, you're there to meet people, of course, I'll choose green. And then next day I figured, what should I do? Some people wore masks, which is very uncommon in Sweden. And I thought, no, I can't be a coward, so I choose green. So the last famous thing you do, bloody idiot. So the people in orange were, you just look at them and say, come on, pussies. I'm joking, of course, and this is dangerous stuff. People are dying, so we shouldn't joke about it. Not so bad. Okay for work, not for a hot date. to quote, what's his name, at Executive Shaving. Has like the most viewed shaving video ever, I think. He shaves with, I don't know what his name is. But he does sort of 2 or 3 passes. Says, yeah, it's okay for going to work. Is he Scottish? I can't remember. But not for, and he does his final shave and it's like, yeah, now I'm ready for a hot date. Is that okay, Gordon, Scottish-wise? I guess I should be doing across the grain passes. I just never do, so I don't quite know how to do it. So I'm just doing with against the grain pass again to get really close. This conference was, it was a crowd I don't know. Hang on. Yeah. Big part of my job is expanding our network of contacts. So I was one of those really annoying people that, everybody's talking, you're talking to your friends because you know everybody who's there because it's your 15th conference sort of thing. And I'd be the one who would budge into a conversation that really animated between friends or important business or whatever and say, excuse me, when you have time later, do you have 5 minutes perhaps? But I had to do that, and everybody is nice. But it feels a bit prostitute-y. You want to have sex? That's how prostitutes that's how prostitutes talk. You want to have sex? No please. No thank you. I'm okay. Thanks for asking. Much obliged. Prostitution humor, it's the best. No, we're not joking about that either. It's a serious thing. But it was great. It was nice. I spent one evening with my friends. Stayed at their place, had dinner and so on, and then meetings the next day went really well. Good conference. Did my job. I got to bed early without drinking too much, which is unusual at conferences, and it's so nice because it's so unusual for me from the industry I come from. So I was on good form, and not everybody was, and then that gives you a bit of an edge. So I'm going to rinse and see. Well, let's see how we did. When I shave with the straight, I know how I did. With this, not really. So BBFs up here, not the mustache area, because that's scary and tricky. And down here it's pretty okay. It's not perfect. Actually, we'll do bloody pickups. I see people do that. Straight razor shavers typically don't. And it's because we get a good enough shave with the 2 or 3 passes that we do. That's why you should use straight razors instead of these things. Right? I'll do a bit of cross work. Yeah, that's better. It's not perfect, but it's better. It's incredible how aggressive a straight razor is, actually. You try to have the least amount of pressure you can with the straight, and it still gets pretty perfect. This thing, and it's the same with other DEs, you kind of have to do these movements and all sorts of things. Yeah, that's pretty damn good. It's not perfect. But it's not, I don't need a BBS shave, I really don't. Sometimes it's fun, but for everyday shaving, I don't really go for it. Nice, nice. I'm gonna go cold water rinsing now. Lovely. So I traveled by train, very nice actually. Really enjoyed that. I usually drive up to Stockholm, but train this time, very convenient, very comfortable. It was on time, which I understand is a bit unusual, and not flying is nice because you can bring your whatever shaving gear you like. So I brought my wick and Hasslinger soap, and yeah, it was just brilliant. Aftershave is Night Music by Barrister and Mann. Just felt like that. It's a bit of, I call it musk and vanilla. Gross simplification of the scent. Sorry, Will. It's very, very powerful, and I don't like to wear it every day, but on occasion I really do like it, and you know, my wife likes it as well. So, and I have the eau de toilette. That's how hardcore I like night music. I have the soap as well, of course. I'll use that some other day. Come on, a bit there, a bit there. This is for me smelling it, and the neck is for other people smelling it. So it'll smell good while dying in a car crash on black ice. Scary. Thank you for watching. You have a good upcoming weekend, and I'll see you soon. Meanwhile, stay sharp.